You're what it is, what it do, man. It's your favorite host, Mazzee Santana, coming to you and bringing to you another dope ass episode right here on the Rise TV, season 3, where we're gonna do this virtual. This interview is definitely gonna be virtual, but today we're gonna talk love and marriage. We got one of the powerful couples that's right now, that's really trending, that's popping, that's doing their thing, and they're gonna drop a lot of gems today on y'all. You know what I mean? For all the marriage couples out there, for everybody that's been tuned in to their show on Network. That's the Oprah Network right there, man. Every Saturday, this show comes on, Love and Marriage DC. We got one of the famous couples on the show today. So I hope you guys are ready for some encouragement words. We talking love and marriage, people. And amongst other things, we're going to talk some other things with the marriage couple. So I hope you guys get ready to share the live. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's on the Rise TV. Make sure you hit that notification button. Every time we go live, you can see what we got going on. Also, make sure you start following me right now if you haven't done so already. That's on Instagram, Mazzee Bracken 18. Also on Facebook, Mazzee Santana. Make sure you tell a friend to go tell another friend that we got the Tyler family on the Rise TV today. So it's going down. I'm grateful to have you guys tuned in at the 4th of July holiday. I hope you guys enjoyed that. But now it's back to business. Here's a question I have for you guys. What have you guys been doing in the last week that has been have you guys been marketing for your careers? Have you been promoting anything that you got coming up for your career? Make sure you keep that intact. Make sure you're still going through artist development as well as anything that you do. So you already know what it is, man. Make sure you're sharing the live and everything. We're going to go ahead and bring my special guest up right now. So please share the live. I cannot stress that enough. So here we go. Let's get started. Yes, sir.
Yo,
James.
Hello.
How you guys feeling today?
Good. How are you?
Hey, I'm blessed, highly favored. Glad to have you guys on the Rise TV for the very first time. Season 3. How did you guys enjoy your holiday?
It was nice. We
nice.
cookout after cookout after cookout. So
Okay.
We ate a lot. We enjoyed the fireworks. It was great.
Absolutely. That's what it is. So for everybody who does not know who you guys are, just go ahead and let them know who you are and a little bit about what you guys do.
Okay. So I'm Erana Tyler. This is my husband, James Tyler. We are currently on the show Love and Marriage DC, which is being aired on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. For me, as far as, in addition to the show, I'm also a boutique owner. I own a women's online boutique. I also have a credit repair business that I run. And I also do real estate with my husband.
Great.
And then I'm Jamie. I'm Raina's husband. I'm one half of J&J Entertainment Group. Throw the hottest parties, events all around DC, Maryland.
Disconnected.
Wherever. We've been in every city for the past 14 years. What else I got going on? I guess I got to add digital creator now. I get a little couple checks from social media every month, so I'm going to throw that in there. She left out the actress as well. Stop forgetting that.
Yes, I am.
She's been in several projects.
Of course.
I filmed a couple of movies last year, 2020, right, 2021, and they were actually shown on TV earlier this part of the year. So if you ever heard of Trophy Wife, actually shown on BET. It's now being shown on Lifetime. I'm on that show, on that movie. It's actually a movie. And then I was also on Double Cross, which is a drama series shown on WeTV and All Black TV. So I did 5 episodes until they killed me off. But I mean, it's been so long.
Awesome. I'm already getting a lot of feedback with the comments already. People saying they love the show. They watch you guys every Saturday. So that's great. So for everybody that's tuned in, we're about to get into this interview. It's going to be interesting. Today we're talking about love and marriage, and they are on the new season of Love and Marriage in DC. Let's talk about, James, here's a question for you first. You said you were from Baltimore?
No. DC, bro.
Oh, you're from DC?
That's quick. I'm from DC.
Okay, you're from DC. And Raina, you're from where?
DC as well.
Okay, from DC as well. Okay, so did you guys go to public schools, private schools, coming up in your childhood?
Public.
Public.
So yeah, we both went to public schools all the way up until high school. And this is going to go way back. You all might be too young to even know school. Maury Elementary, which was in DC, Northeast. I went to Elliott High School, which is next to Eastern High School in DC. And I graduated from Dunbar Senior High School, which is Northwest.
Okay. So at what point did you guys meet?
So we met in roughly 93, 92, 93. We didn't probably link up till 93. She was in a previous relationship when I met her. You know, I was young doing my thing. So it took a little time, but we eventually got.
Absolutely. Do you remember the first thing you said to her?
Yeah, what did you say? Because I don't even know.
First thing? So you got to think, I'm probably like 20. I knew her.
Probably something.
I probably said something like, I don't know.
Nasty or like not cool at all.
But you got to think, I knew her mom and her sister before I knew her.
Right.
We all used to work together. And she was a new kid on the block, and I just had to figure it out, trying to cut into her.
He said I was playing hard to get.
Oh my God, playing hard to get. Oh my goodness. You know how that go. I'm gonna jump right into the love and marriage. How did you guys step up on this platform, being on network? How did y'all step up on the platform with season 1 with Love and Marriage DC?
So before being or asked to be on, I was actually asked a few years ago to be a part of Bravo Network, which was Girl House of Potomac. I interviewed for that maybe a couple. They reached out to me, one came back again and reached out. It didn't go well. So long story short, Monique ended up reaching out to me about Love and Marriage DC. But at the time, we didn't know what the show was going to be called.
Right.
They didn't tell us. I'm sure they knew, but they didn't. So she was saying there's going to be a couple show. I'm not pitching it, but she said, I want to invite you and 9 other couples to interview to be on the show. So it was 10 of us all together.
Right.
We were already kind of salty from the Bravo experience. You know, my husband definitely wasn't really interested in doing this because of that. So when I, approached him and I said, you know what, Monique is asking us about another reality show. What do you think? And what did you say?
Hell no.
He was like,
hey, look,
no.
These people been talking about us without TV. I ain't need no more people talking about us, man.
Yeah, he was like, no, I don't think I want to do it. And I was like, well, it's not Bravo. It's Oprah Winfrey Network. So when you say the name Oprah Winfrey, it kind of
changed the perspective. Absolutely.
I always tell people it's Oprah Winfrey Network.
Right.
So, he thought about it. And we was like, we're going to go ahead and give it a try. So they set us up to meet with some of the producers, executive producers. We submitted a casting tape, and they picked us, selected us, along with Ashley and Quicksilver, of course, Monique and Chris Samuel. And we also have friends on the show as well, Tasha and Neil Lyon.
Okay. That's great. So, and you guys have been doing this season 1 for how long now?
So we started filming in January, like the second week in January, around the time of our anniversary. Our anniversary was 11. So when we were told that we were going to be filming around that time, we was like, oh my. I said, well, anniversary is coming up, so we need to do something big so that they can show it and film it.
Right.
Normally, we go out of town. Every anniversary, going out the country. But because we started filming, we was like, okay, let's have a party. We've never had a party for our anniversary before, ever.
So what was that like, having a party for your anniversary?
It was different, but it was nice, but it was also small because of COVID, because of the restrictions with production. We couldn't invite everybody that we wanted to invite, and it was a 26-year anniversary. We celebrated 25 out of the country, but if it wasn't COVID, they didn't have a lot of restrictions as far as we can invite to attend, it would have been so much bigger. But it turned out pretty good. Yeah.
What was your perspective, James?
Me being in that entertainment space, you know, I would have did it way big if I was a party. We just like getting away. I do enough parties throughout the year that I wasn't pressed for that. But for filming purposes, I went. You know, we did, and it was a good look. I don't know if you saw the episode, but it came out. You know, but in this world we in, I heard somebody say in the comments, "Wasn't nobody." They're not filming the people, dumb dumb. They were filming the content and the conversation. But it was a good look. We had fun.
What do you think the best thing? This is a question for both of you. What do you think the best thing about being on this TV show, this reality TV show?
The best thing, if I had to say, would be platform and what I feel like the future for kids as well. What I'm gonna do with it. I know what I'm gonna do with it.
Right.
I just, you know, we let me just set the record straight. We've been popular before TV game with us, and TV is just gonna take us to the level, start chasing, say billions, saying billions. That's how I'm looking at it.
And we wanted to also let people see our dynamic. I know people know what we do day to day, you know, how we run our businesses, how we're able to, you know, have a relationship, you know, go out on date nights with my husband, have a son with a disability, got 2 grown kids, you know, things that we do on a day to day. You know, I feel like I'm able to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And definitely when you're dealing with a reality TV show that people can tune into every Saturday, you gain a lot of fans that way. I mean, I see a lot of love right here on the live already. So let's get to the nitty gritty with the love and marriage. Raina, when did you know that you was gonna marry your husband?
Ooh. Well, let's back up, because when he asked me out, I wasn't really interested in going out with him. So it took a little time to get me. Like I said, he was saying hard to get, because I was in another relationship. Say that. But finally, we started hanging out. We started having phone conversations, having lunch at work. He was my work for quite some time.
Okay. So that's how he eased in.
And we just grew closer and closer, and fell in love with him. And you know, how long were we date? I think we were dating for maybe 2 years before we got married.
No,
3 years.
3 almost.
3, almost 4 years before we got married.
So 4 years before you got married, and you guys been married how long now?
26 years, 6 in January.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Been married that long. A lot of people,
Yes.
a lot of couples do not last that long, and you know that in marriage.
At all.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, we got, so it's been like 30 years really knowing each other.
So out of those 4 years you guys was dating, how many of those years you guys was engaged?
So she got.
Let's see.
So,
Okay, he gonna tell you the story.
So she got pregnant with our oldest son, and she had a daughter when I met her young. She was real young, and I wasn't doing that baby father situation. So when she got pregnant, I just gave her a ring and got married that January.
So Brittany was 31, which is my oldest daughter. She was 2 years old when we started dating. That's how long it's been. So he pretty much her. And then pregnant with little James, when we were living in our first apartment together. And like he said, he was baby daddy, that situation. Ended up going to the courthouse on a snowy day. It was a blizzard of 96. Everybody furlough. We worked for the government at that time. It was a furlough. So we just woke up one day, he was like, let's get married. We called our parents, whoever could meet us in 5-6 feet of snow, met us at the court building, and we got married. We had a wedding reception in the spring. It was like around 4 May.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
So
we spent a lot of money. You know how you had these couples that get married and spend $10,000
$10,000.
ice sculptures and all that?
We ain't have
I'm gonna tell you how much our wedding reception costs. Just guess. Take a guess.
How much did your wedding reception cost?
The entire total of food, catering, all of that, and think about the venue too. How much?
I'm gonna say maybe $5,000.
$1,500.
$1,500.
Yes.
You guys know how to budget, don't you?
Well, back then, at that time, I was probably like, "That's a lot."
Right.
My money. And her mother paid for
My
it.
mother paid for it.
That's dope.
I bought her a wedding ring from, I don't know how old you are, but Service Merchandise. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
That's where I got it from.
Wow.
I caught it on sale, a couple dollars. I mean, you got to think, we was 20-something years old, I was making probably, what, $27,000 a year. She was probably making 30. That was our brain, we was okay, but we know today.
Everything back then or right now, you know how the young teenagers say, "Oh my God, these apartments are so expensive." Back then, saying it too. I think our first apartment was what, $600 a month, and we were still like, "Oh God," It was
right.
I mean, you gotta think it was in the early '90s.
Absolutely. But look what happened. Look where you guys are today.
Yes.
That's just off that 1,500. Look where you are. Look where you at today. So I salute you guys on that. Here's a question. Since you guys wasn't actually engaged, here's a question for all the couples that's engaged right now. What is something that you should do while being engaged before you get married?
Oh, look, he could tell you what he did, which I think will help everybody that's on here.
Okay.
Credit.
Talk to me, Jane.
So I'm gonna talk first, and then I'm gonna let him pick up.
So you'll learn she don't let me talk.
But I think this is good. I think everyone would want to know this, especially if you are engaged and trying to get married with someone. Credit. Now, I was the person, and believe it or not, y'all maybe say, "Oh, not her." I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was paying half of every bill instead of the entire bill. I was going to buy clothes, trying to get a new outfit for every event, every party, every club, and didn't have enough to pay my rent, didn't have enough to pay my bills. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. I was doing it all, and then going to my mom to ask her, "Okay, I don't have any rent money. Can you give me money or your credit card?" I was doing so much back then. And before we got married, the first thing he said was, "We're going to get your finances in order." This is before we got married. And I'm just saying, we're keeping it 100% real. And this is what people need to know, because they're getting involved with people, their credit's in the 400s, and they trying to buy a house. Because I deal with credit. I get these calls all day. You got these who aren't married, and they say, "Well, my boyfriend wants to be a co-applicant on my mortgage, but his credit is in the 400. Mine is in the 7." That's what they tell me. So I'm looking like, well, this is going to take some time. This is not going to happen overnight, but this is something he did with me to get our finances in order before he put that ring on me and we walked. So what did you do?
Nah, she's spot on. Like, when I met her, I was still living with my father, and she had her apartment. So when I kind of moved in, I actually what I was getting myself into. And back in those days, remember Express, Limited, Discover cards. I think the phone company was like CNP. Like all these bills, she was behind on. And I lived with my father, so I had a little couple of around. So I literally paid off all her back to zero and told my mother, who we actually take care of, sitting out on our debt. I said, "Don't give her no more." I said, "If she needs something, we'll deal with it. She can't come to you no more." And 30 years later, she's still like that. I tell her, "Nah, we'll figure it out."
No, don't say I'm still like what.
No, I'm not. She like, I'm saying,
I be in the blog talking about Raina terrible with her money.
No.
Right.
Her mother is still like that. Her mother still knows. Unless it's an emergency, she don't loan. Neither one of us go for her for no money.
Wow.
So that's one thing I would say. And not to switch the subject, but how they got me painted as this aggressive bully, all that. Those are the years when I had it to be like that. I could have been just letting her just run amok, and I don't think we would be together today, to be honest with you.
Right.
Shorty, I didn't play. And, you know, I had a little car note back in those days, insurance. I had to give my father a couple of dollars. Before it was due, all that was paid. I just didn't understand how you could not pay your bills. It didn't register. And I was raised to be that guy. And I think that's
So the
what
reason why I was like I was back then is because the way I was raised. My mom spoiled me to death. Like, she bought my first apartment. Well, not bought it, but she furnished my entire apartment.
Right.
I didn't even have to go get a license. I was just being lazy. My mom used to take me from A to Z, A to B, wherever I need to go. Like I said, she used to give me her credit card. If you need a credit card, I would go get it, and she would let me take it, and I didn't have to pay it back. You know, she spoiled my sister and I so much. So when I got involved with him, it was almost like, well, my mother did it for me. You know,
you do it for them. Right.
you gonna do.
Right. Exactly. Well, you know, I mean, hey, that's just how it goes in a marriage. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of young couples that's engaged, and they have no clue what to do, far as, you know, crossing over to be husband and wife. So you guys are on one of the hottest TV shows, you know, Love and Marriage DC, and it's a lot of people that join this live because they want that knowledge and wisdom. And you guys are everybody's favorite, according to the live. You guys are everybody's favorite. So I see the personality that you guys have. Is there anything else to look for while being engaged before you get married? Things to do besides finances, making sure your house is straight, credit scores. What about meeting each other's family?
Yeah, that's definitely important. So with maybe because we didn't mention this, he knew my mother before he met me. He knew my sister before he met me.
Wow.
Already in love with my mom and my sister before he even met me. You know, so that was an easy meet my parents. my father wasn't in the picture at all. So he already knew my sister and my mom. I met his mom, and I remember the day to meet his mom. Lived like away from us, and she was having a spaghetti dinner. And I remember that so well. His mom is so super sweet. She's been super sweet when I met her, and she's still the same today. The same, never switched up. So I don't have any horror stories about in-laws.
Dope.
But she do say I'm my father. Don't let her fool you on that.
I just know how he is, and he's not a bad person by far. He will do anything for you. He's always been like my dad, because my dad was around. You know, we can call him for anything and still came. So he's an outstanding dad.
That's great. That's great. Here's another question for you while we're on the topic. Can either spouse have the opposite sex as best friends?
I like that. Not no best friend. Now, a friend, yeah, but not no best friend. That's not happening.
What do you see the person having in one either the spouse having the opposite sex as a best friend? What could go wrong?
I mean, you talking about
sexual
attraction. Well, you talking about two people who've been together 30 years. So her best friend 30 years ago, if it was a guy back then
he would have known about it.
As I sit here today, but obviously I've been cool with it, but you know, that just wasn't back in the 90s. So nobody's gonna magically appear and be her best friend after 30 years. That is
so let me clear it up. So just like he said, if that was a best friend of mine, he would have known that when we were probably dating or getting married, or he would have wedding. I would be like, this is my best. You know, he's been around for quite some time. So I'm not knocking people who have opposite sex of best friends. That's fine. If y'all like it, we love it. But right now, nobody's popping up and being like, oh, my best friend from 2, 3. So that ain't happening.
Cool. Yeah, because that's actually one of the questions that, you know, I have people to email me, and they knew you guys was going to be on the show. And I guess that was to help them. They wanted to know, far as, you know, could the opposite sex be a close friend with one of the spouses? You know, you have people that's doing that. And I feel the same way that you do. How can you have a best friend that we didn't know about for over 30 years, or over 20 years, or even a decade? How could you have a best friend like that?
And I feel like this new world we in, because it's not the same world I grew up in, it's probably normal. Because you got people 20s, 30s, they not really trying to get married, or they might be dating. I mean, it's just different. So they probably do got dudes that they confide in as far as a female. And dudes probably got girls they confide. I can see it in today's day.
You gotta have them boundaries though. So you can't just be
yeah.
like, I'm going to hang out with my best friend Mike and your husband take you out somewhere else. You know, you gotta have that. You can't just be like, I'm gonna do this with my best friend. Or don't tell your best friend your husband's business. Like that's where you gotta draw the line. So if you have a best friend, try not to be telling your husband's business. If he did something, things are going on in the household, don't go over to the best friend because I'm telling you, you don't know them best friends ain't gonna always be best friends. They switch up on you in a heart.
And lastly, I will say this. This is my best. This is not nobody. I can't tell her nothing, do nothing. My ride or die. She might swing me before me, and vice versa. So this is my best friend. Like I don't care what y'all see on TV. Do not get it twisted. TV. I'm gonna do this. TV. We understood the assignment. We gave y'all a show. Now y'all can run with it. The blogs can run with it. We till death do us part. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good way to slide a home base right there. We're gonna switch up. We're gonna switch it up right here. Hey James, talk to me about J&J's Entertainment.
So J&J Entertainment was established in 2009. My partner John Dixon, also known as JD. I was already doing events before '09, DC and Maryland, and I stumbled on a venue back in '09 on Capitol Hill area, DC, and JD and I actually grew up together from Little League sports, and then we kind of migrated back together as adults, like '06, '07. Long story short, saw the venue. I felt like I needed to start it. I called him because he was doing kind of more intimate events at his house. Had a good look, good crowd. I said, let's merge on this venue I found. And at the time, because of my career, I couldn't really put my name on it. You know what I mean? So I had to like make a business. So I called it Jamie and John. And '09 we started with weekly events, more like grown and sexy, happy hour, lawyers, doctors, come through, get a drink, little DJ, whatever. And it just kind of snowballed into this thing, man. We started throwing celebrity events. By 2010, we kind of introduced DC to the day party, which everybody's doing nowadays. But and we started bringing celebrities in town. From those events, we started doing monthly events. Started doing Vegas every year for my birthday. Got AA events, Miami, New York, and then we started throwing actual concerts for the past probably 8-9 years.
That's great. So you like being a promoter. So I mean, it really put you in a promoter category too.
Yeah. It's kind of been. I've been throwing parties, house parties since I owned an apartment, or a townhouse. Whatever I had, I was the house that you're gonna watch Mike Tyson fight, Redskin Cowboys, spades games, cookouts. All our birthdays was at my house. I was just always that entertainment guy.
Absolutely. And Raina, what is your relation with J&J Entertainment? What are some of the things that you do for the company?
So I'm the first lady, J&J. So I've been around since day one. So I remember the first party. I remember the weekly event. I also remember being the photographer before they could start even paying a real photographer. I remember when they were the DJs parties inside of a closet using those, what was those
iPods.
iPods before they could actually pay a DJ. So this is some of the stuff people don't even know about because you had to start somewhere. And I remember going out getting cake and bringing it to the venue for having parties and paying for the VIP section. So we all pitched in so much to run J&J, bring to where it is today. Marketing, going out, selling tickets, social media, and just being at the party, standing beside him, smiling, and entertaining like he is. Oh, he was.
And you actually watched this grow from the beginning to be so successful where it's at now. how both of you feel about just the things that y'all have accomplished so far, man?
I feel great about it. These guys put in a lot of work. They went from, like I said, the weekly Friday, first weekly event you guys had was like Friendly High School and Suitland High School. So he brought his alumni out, and John brought his alumni out. And that's how they started kind of promoting it at first. It was a alumni versus this alumni. And then it just got bigger and bigger. And from see that they lounge with what, 200 people to a venue, a whole venue, selling out 3 ballrooms.
Wow.
Thousands of people with top celebrity R&B artists. It's huge. It's amazing.
That's very impressive. And that's just one of several business that you guys own. Let's talk about the real estate and investment business that you guys have. Why is it so important?
So the real estate is actually we flipped homes. Everybody know that, and we also hold it, and we also consult on deals as well. If I don't want to touch it, I can pass it on to another investor, throw tax on it, and get it moved. It's important because and anybody listening to this live, young, old, you should always have real estate in your portfolio. Whether you're gonna buy and hold, you're gonna flip. It's tough now. This world we in. You're doing wholesale deals. We would strongly encourage you to real estate, but it can mess you up if you don't know what you're doing. So we have a mentor. Anytime we get deals, we run it past them. I don't know if you saw the episode with that house that we were visiting.
Yeah,
so
I did.
That's one of our wholesale deals that's tied up in court because of probate, stuff like that. But we've been holding on to the house for like a year, trying to get rid of it. But they'll release it in court, make a couple dollars off that.
And you know what? And it kind of brings me back to ask a question from back in the day. You remember MTV Cribs?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like it brings up a question for me. Like, I would think that's like dealing with somebody's real estate company too, and I don't think they'd be their real cribs. And a lot of people wanted to know that, but you know, that's back in the day. But you know, when you're dealing with real estate and investments and things like that, when did you guys establish that? How long have you guys been doing it?
So it's been a while, because tell them when you first got your
Probably 05.
05?
05. I had a couple dollars laying around, bought my mother's townhouse, and then we rented that for a little while, and then ended up selling it. Then I ended up getting into the dump truck business. That was a nightmare, and then circling back to, what was that,
17?
I think 2017, we kind of joined this little group, and we was just back flipping them. And then we ended up separating from that group, and then we J&E builders, and then we started flipping them, and then where we at today.
Awesome. Tell me what it was like when you guys was the couple of the year in 2020 for Cope Magazine.
Oh yes, Cope Style Magazine. So Cope Style Magazine reached out to us, and that was during COVID. So I was kind of like, do we want to even put this out there? You know, right now everyone was going through something with COVID. They were losing loved ones. People were laid off. Really a happy place or a happy time of the year. So when he, came to us, it was like, I want to do an article and announce you guys as a couple of 2020. I was like, we even want to be a couple of 2020?
Right.
I was so skeptical about it, but we was like, okay, I guess so. So we felt great about it. We were happy that he chose us, but still at the same time, 2020 was a hard hit for a lot of people to the pandemic.
It really was.
But we were grateful that, he selected us.
Absolutely. James, you have something to say on that, or you good with that?
She summed it up. We were happy. I mean, it was cool.
I mean, that's a big accomplishment, man. Being a couple of the year.
Yes.
That's it. During COVID. Come on, man.
During COVID.
During COVID. That's crazy.
I try to stay humble.
Right.
Like I said, we've been, people would think somebody 10 years is an overnight success. We've been at it for years. And I mean, before social media, we was popular. Before TikTok, we was acting silly. Like, so none of this is like new to us. Like, and that particular gentleman who had that magazine, he was watching on social media and just reached out to her and said, I want to feature y'all in my magazine. That's how it happened.
Rodney Branch, he is the owner of Copa Style Magazine. He is a
Shout out to him. And you guys are funny on TikTok too. Just want to let y'all know that.
Thank you.
I haven't really got into TikTok yet, but for the ones that's on TikTok already, if it's any anything that you guys can tell anybody that's working on TikTok right now to be close to being famous on TikTok, what would you say?
So he is the TikTok king right here.
I would say with TikTok, Facebook, they're now paying as well for those videos. Instagram Reels. I would tell anybody with any creativity, get on all that, start making content. I stay humble, like I told you. I've already made close to 100,000 just off Facebook this year.
Wow.
And she'll tell you.
Reels.
So they launched that program. I got invited to the Reels program in December of 21. And they said it was like, just get off TikTok and get on Facebook and post content. So I started doing my TikTok on Facebook. They were going 6 million views, 5 million here. Well, I know I was seeing these $15,000 checks coming, sometimes more than that. And they come every month. That's why I post. And the people laughing, yeah, they laugh. The video's corny, okay, keep it up. And then I put them on Instagram and get a check. And then I put them on TikTok and get a check. It's chess, not checkers. I keep telling people, we're not checkers over here.
You got to make sure you keep that content and staying consistent.
People can now make money just sitting in their house on social media, putting out content. You can pay your bills just putting out content on social media. People are making millions of dollars putting out content on social media. You can also get the brand too, right, from different companies, and you can pay thousands of dollars for that. So just from social media, you can pay bills, make lots of money.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, you guys have been married for a while now. How do you guys stay balanced, though, with your careers and the several businesses that you own? Not only being a husband and wife, but being a mother and father. How do you guys balance all of that daily?
The great thing about our kids now, we don't have to find babysitters. Kids are now hanging out with us. We can't get rid of them. So when we go out to a lounge or somewhere, they even Jason. So we're all hanging out together, but we still for ourselves as well. We gotta kind of like sneak around because our kids are like us. They got this app.
Oh wow!
Follow me around everywhere I go. So it's almost like, oh, we're going to a business meeting and we're somewhere on the water eating crabs. You know, because we still need our time. We love kids, love being with our friends, but we still need our time. He's still working. He still has a career that he's. I'm still running multiple businesses, but while he's at work, I'm running my businesses. It's all, we're doing us.
Awesome. And to piggyback on that, so I would say probably close to 10 years, we always had a date night. So you figure she running that one day of the week, everything stopped. We gonna meet up, go get dinner, whatever it is, drink, shut it back down. And we've been doing that for 10 years.
Yeah. So when the kids were younger, our date night Thursday night. Every Thursday to that day. So if anything going on, remember Thursday night is for me. Thursday night is for me. So there's no confusion. So, and it worked out every Thursday night. And then we just started other days. But first, just to have that balance and to spend time together, it was that Thursday night. And my mom knew it. Even my friends, they was like, it's Thursday. Where y'all going?
Right. They know it's date night. Wow, that's a beautiful thing, man. I'm so happy for you guys and your family. I really think that's dope. Now, what's for the future? What's some of the things that we can expect from you guys for the future? Any new shows coming up or any new parties coming up, James, for J&J? What's up?
Oh, absolutely. So for me, my immediate future, like she said, I do have a career, and I will retire from that career in less than 90 days. 25 years, DC in DC, uh, in DC. I mean, a lot of people know what I do, but I don't promote it on the show. It's not a part of my story, but I'm very retired from that career in like less than 3 months.
Okay.
So they got a check till I die once that happens. J&J, right now, we just did if you ever heard of overnight cook, which means it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So we've been doing it for, that has been going on for about 10 years now. So we just did one 2 weeks ago, 2,500 I did. Huge success. So now they want part two. So that's going to be August 19th.
Okay.
The location will be revealed local. We got a hosted event this weekend in DC. We like host on it's a
Best.
yeah, it's
Teacher convention.
yeah.
DC.
And then I still have my weekly event I do down on in Northeast, at the Union, where we have live entertainment, food, DJ. So it's just like started off with the weeklies, Friday night event. So we picked that back up. But all my J&J found on J&J, JANDJ, and you can subscribe to my email list and you'll be plugged in because we don't stop. We working on 23 right now. That's gonna be major, like major. Yeah.
So for me, of course, I'm an assistant, whatever it needs for, but also working on a product for all my ladies, hoping to launch sometime by the end of the year. I do have an online boutique and I'm trying to rebrand it because I want to now include men's clothing. So I have my models already, him and the boys. So I'm excited about that as well. As far as futures show in the reality world, we're praying, hoping for season. So we shot in like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
We have 2 more episodes left as far as the show goes, and then we'll have reunion follow, and episodes of reunion follow behind that. And then I guess we'll wait here if
Dope. Awesome. Before we wrap things up, do you guys have any last inspirational words, any shout outs for anybody that's tuned in, family, supporters, anybody?
Yeah, I'm shout out the rest of our cast for also showing success with DJ Quicksilver, his wife Ashley, Top Neil Lyons, of course Monique and Chris. Shout out to Carlos King, whole Kingdom Reign staff for picking us, their own family.
and Oprah.
Yeah,
Shout out to Oprah.
yeah, absolutely, Oprah.
To our fans, everyone who has been supporting us since the show started. Really and truly appreciate you guys.
Yeah, without you guys, there's no us. And I like to just be clear to people watching the show. It's entertainment. It's TV. Jamie and Raina are perfect. I saw one of your people, Red Light Special.
Oh,
I don't know if they're still on it, but that whole incident, we could go back and forth on it. I don't agree with her version, and it's so long, I don't even remember.
Not serious. It's
Right.
probably 10 years ago.
Longer than that. The bottom line is she called and I ain't answered. Where I was at, it don't matter. I ain't answered the phone. I was in trouble for a week or so, and we moved still here. So the red light joke, I'm gonna make a T-shirt. So, y'all joking? I'm gonna be selling red light T-shirt, and that's the thing. You can't clown me. I'm a businessman.
Right. There you go.
They call me the aggressive bully, all that. That's because I'm about my business. You can't survive in this world being soft. It's not this world will swallow you up. So if I can leave a nugget with your followers, you gotta know how to maneuver in today's society. This is not the world I grew up in, where you had, and I grew up with crack was an epidemic. People getting killed. DC had 500 murders a year. So that tough love my father put in me is the reason why I'm talking to you right now. A lot of people around killed in my age group back in those days. You can't sit up here in 2022 judge how I was raised and call me a bully because I don't take no shit. Yeah, me and her could debate, have disputes, the kids got disputes,
And
all
we'll
we
still
want.
go out
That's
later that night.
that's part of marriage. You gonna have
Right, exactly.
what the fuck? Like
Right.
y'all sit and watch some shit on TV and just like when I did like this. Like she turns up. She can turn up with the best of them. And she was about to do that. And I know my wife. That's my best friend. I just told you that. If I got to pick her ass up and walk her away from a situation, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to let her be on the TV embarrassing herself because she got heated over stupid. And then the conversation was irrelevant. The girl they talking about was irrelevant. I had to talking about her. It was over. I was like, and you at my event. That was my event. You know how much I made that weekend? $10,000 that weekend. You think I'm gonna let her sit here and argue over a non-factor? I got a line wrapped around the corner. No, I told them all. Producers, I said this ain't, and that's why I was like, we're done.
And people still also gotta understand, we've been married for 26 years, together for 30 years. We've been through ups and downs. You know, don't think, and I guess they see from the show, like we're not gonna get, you know, like our marriage has been perfect 26 years. Come on now. If y'all believe that, then y'all ain't right.
Right, exactly.
You don't know that somebody who's been married for 26 or 20 years, I don't care how long, marriage is work. And everybody's not perfect. We're all humans. Okay. So we've been there, ups and downs, back and forth, whatever you call it. So, you know, whatever people say, they say, we still here standing 26 years later.
That's what it is. Well, I'm so glad you guys accepted the opportunity to be on the Rise TV. This was definitely a dope opportunity for me as well to interview both of you at one time. So I just want to show my appreciation and say thank you guys. And I definitely support your movement. I'm going to be telling more people to tune in every Saturday to watch you guys. And I wish you both luck on both of your guys' careers and everything that you're doing with your business. I thank y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you. Thanks for inviting.
Definitely.
Peace. Yes, sir.
Tag me in the post too, so I can share it.
I got you. I got you. All right,
Good
y'all.
night.